Hello, my peepers. Welcome to Shalene's Creativity Room. This is Flosstube number 117. I have whips and 2 finishes, and I will let you know how I did with my goals and if I met most of them or all of them. So let's get started. I have 5 projects that I pretty much just stitch on for the whole month. So I will show those first. The first thing I always stitch on every single day for 200 stitches, sometimes it's a couple stitches less, sometimes it's a couple stitches more, is my Hay to Stitch Along, the Astrology Cat. The only day I do not stitch on it is Wednesday. Wednesday is my day off from stitching on it. So, and I can tell you how many stitches I put in. Let me get that out too. So I have 3 pieces I keep track on a tracker sheet. Okay. So put that up there. I'm doing the Hay Astrology Cat. There it is. We got the first 3 pages, and it is going to be a size 300 by 202 when it's done. I am doing mine on 28th count, 1/1. And for this month, I put in 5,673 stitches. Yes. And I have a matching needle minder that my friend Kaya made me. But that's how much I have done. Lots of confetti. There is a little bit of color blocking in the darker colors. There's like 3 or 4 colors of blues and a little bit of black, but for the most part, confetti. But I like how this is coming out. I really, really do. We don't get the next pages until April. But yeah, I make sure I put in 200 stitches a day, and most of the time it is my daily 30 piece. For the Cross Stitch Journal and Daily 30 group. Just Wednesdays, I use a different project. So, yeah, I'm liking how this is turning out. So that is one of my daily pieces, except Wednesdays. Another one that I work on every single day is my Stocking Treasure Dragon by Hade, and except for Wednesdays, and I put in at least 50 stitches a day on this. Sometimes a couple stitches more, sometimes a couple stitches less, but I try to do at least 50 stitches. And I didn't have much done on this at the beginning of the year, and that's where I am at. And I have put in this month 1,833 stitches on this. This is also confetti heaven. Confetti heaven? No, confetti hell. Right, yep. And another needle minder that Kaya made me. This was my cat, Molly. I did not know she was going to make them. I knew she was making me the Astrology Cat, but I didn't know. She ended up making 3 of the cats, of my own cats. Molly is no longer with us. But, yeah. So I have that. Another piece I stitch on every day but Wednesdays is Hade Quick Stitch Curly Tailed Rosie. And I try to do at least 50 stitches a day on this. Look at you guys. Look at how much is done on her. Ah! Can you tell? I just love her. I've put in this month 2,617 stitches. Yes. That's like 26 squares. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Loving her. And sometimes she gets stitched on every other Saturday night with the group of us. Another one I stitch on every Wednesday is my Haid Snowy. It's quick stitch long-tailed Snowy. And we say that this is Rosie's boyfriend. And the artist for both Rosie and Snowy is Annie Rodrigue. I don't know how many stitches I put in. I don't have a tracking sheet for this, but I have that much done. And this is what I'm stitching on tonight. So I'm doing really, really well. And yes, I have a lot of matching grind guards and project bags. That the grind guards were made from my friend Danielle, and my friend Deanne made me the project bags. So a few of us have some of the matching. Another piece, oh, and that stocking is also a focal point for a Facebook group I'm in for the whole year. It's the dragon, it's the year of the dragon. But unfortunately, this Facebook group is going to be shutting down after March 31st. So, yeah, that's sad, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll still continue stitching on it. And it will be a gift for Justin. The other thing I am focusing on this month, next month, oh, and Snowy also, is for another Facebook group. Full Fanatics, I think that's what it's called, Full Fanatics Stitch Along. And what that is every 3 months it's a seasonal, so you pick something that's full coverage that goes for that season. So Snowy is winter, so for January, February, and March, that's what I focus on for that group. And then in the same group that is shutting down in the end of March, I had to pick a Halloween piece, and it had to be at least 100 by 100 stitches, and you focus on that for 3 months, and then the 3 months after that you focus on another, but this will be the only one till they shut down. So I am doing Nora Corbett's Mari. I love stitching on this. And the fabric is a piece of 28 count cashel linen, and the colors called Jamaica Sunset, but that's what she will look like. Now, when I started out the beginning of January, when I pulled her back out, I didn't have hardly anything done on this. So let's see if I can cover up. Probably not. Hold on. So when I started out January 1st, I don't know if that's going to work. Hold on, hold on. Yeah. I had only stitched, that much of it. When I pulled this out for January, that's all that was stitched on it. Look at how much I've got done now. Look at that, you guys. I've even backstitched what needed to be backstitched. So when I'm done stitching this, all I have to do is add all the beads and the treasures. But isn't she gorgeous? Oh my gosh. And there's a lot of like stitching with the same colors that I can get a lot done. And I'm learning to count in my head when I'm stitching, so I know how many stitches I'm getting done on these pieces. because I'm in a lot of groups now that you have to count your stitches. That love this. I love the stitching this in here. Yeah. So she should be done the end of March. Because look at all of that I got just done in January. So I don't know if I will work on her as much in February as I did in January. But yeah, she is looking good. So those are my focus pieces for the month. Then we decided, because Whip Warriors do Whip Frenzy, but most of my friends are not in Whip Warriors, and we decided to do our own version of Whip Frenzy during my cross stitch Zoom weekends. Sunday, I always stitch a little bit on Lawn Dog of my cross stitch weekends, and I decided to pull out like most of my older Hades, and I pulled out, I have a newsletter that I do for my cross stitch friends. If you want in on it, you're welcome. I have a list of all of our favorite designers, and so each month there's 3 designers we can focus on. So we decided we'll probably do that on Whip Frenzy weekend during my cross stitch weekend. So some of them are from that, but I needed the categories for Whip Warrior for the month. The letter was W. So I had to find something that had the letter W in the designer name. So I had changed my mind. I was going to do a Teresa Wentzler because I have 2 started, but I decided to pull out Forever in Peace by Sweet Wing Studios. There was my W. And so I stitched on this last night to get in stitches so I could get some more letters done on categories. And so last night I put in like 300 and some stitches. Sorry, I got the hiccups. We just ate. And so Forever in Peace was the only thing that was done on this. So I did some of this. I believe it's 930. 930, 931, or 932. But yeah, I did all of it last night. So that was done up for the categories. I don't know what it is when I get doing videos, I get the hiccups. They don't last long. Then another category prompt is water. So I picked whale in water because we have a whale in water. This is called Take Me to the Sea. It's by Doreen Jones from the Just Cross Stitch August 2021 issue. I put in a lot of stitches last night in this, because the only thing that was done was the dark blue in the border. And then last night I just filled in a bunch of this color. So I got in a lot of stitches. But yeah, so that was the W for water. So it was whale in water. So sometimes there's things I wouldn't normally be stitching on for the month, but because of categories, I will pull stuff out that I normally wouldn't. So these can go back in here. Another one for W, you had to pick something with the W in the title of your project. And this is I Shall Wear Purple by Sue Hillis. I Shall Wear Purple by Sue Hillis. And I only did a little bit So the part that I stitched on, so this is the whole thing. It's going to be big because I'm not even down to the bottom. But this week I just stitched on all of this. Just all this down here. There is like 200 stitches there. It doesn't seem like it, but there is. So I was able to use that as a prompt with the W for I shall wear purple. This month's letter is, or February I should say, the letter is D. So I think I'll have better luck with the D. Okay, that goes in a different one. So, like I said, the Sunday of my cross stitch weekend, I stitched some more on my lawn dog. So I ended up stitching all of this here, maybe some of this, but I know I stitched all of this. So, you know, this is lawn dog sampler. So there's my D for designer. So yeah, I leave it right on this. I have my magnets holding the extra fabric and everything. I'm not taking it off until I have to move it to stitch. Whip Frenzy. I ended up stitching a little bit on Glitter Dragon. This was a 2013 stitch-along. Heaven and Earth Designs used to have a board. Oh, I forgot what they called it. It was a community board, kind of like Facebook is now. And so I would do the stitch-along. So this was one of them. And I had started it. I never touched it again. So I did stitch a little bit on it, not a lot. Because, yeah, I think that's all I did was 100 stitches right there on that square. This pattern is a PDF in my PC. My IT guy came out this past Monday. He took both of my hard drives because my keyboard wasn't working, so he just took the hard drives. He's putting everything on thumb drives for me of all my PDFs and photos of family and pets. So I will be able to put this on Pattern Keeper, and I'll be able to mark off what I've already stitched on it. Because now that I use Pattern Keeper, I don't know how the hell I stitched Hades without it. Because I don't mark my patterns. My patterns are not marked. I don't mark them. I use magnets, but oh my gosh, it's so much quicker doing Pattern Keeper. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of them. I work during Whip Frenzy, and I put in 100 stitches. And another one, this is a project bag made for me with a matching grind guard, is Fred and Albert. Fred and Albert. That's by Annie Rodrigue. And so I work on this during Whip Frenzy. This is the creepy cousin of Snowy. That's what we all say. We all have stories. So I put in like 100 to 200 stitches on this. That's all I have done on it. So again, this will get pulled out again every month for Whip Frenzy. And all of these are on 25 count, except for my astrology cat. But yeah, loving it. Another one we are doing, and I also do this during Whip Frenzy, is Quick Stitch Brown-Tailed Sunshine. This is also by Annie Rodrigue. And I don't know, it's a distant cousin of the Snowy and the Creepy Cousins. It is. We just have stories. So I put in, I think, 100 stitches, maybe 200 on this. So I ended up filling in this here. And this will be coming out in the summer months during that one Facebook group that we're doing the seasons for, because this to me is summer. It reminds me of summer. Sunshine. So that will be my focus piece for 3 months. And also Whip Frenzy. Another one I pulled out for Whip Frenzy is Story Keep Butterflies Galore. This one I do happen to have on Pattern Keeper. So there is that. And I'm trying to think. Is there 3 pages? And I can't remember what page I'm on. 1, 2. Yeah, there's 3 pages. So, anyways, I believe this is on Pattern Keeper. That's what I have done. I believe it's on Pattern Keeper. If not, I can get it on there once I get my PDF. So, yeah, I'm on page 2. I'm almost at the end of page 2. It's a Story Keep, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. So, like I said, the Whip Frenzies, I pulled out a lot of my older page along with a couple of the newer ones. Another Haid is my Faces of Fairies 66, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. This was gifted to me from Melissa Jenkins Cross back in the day. It was a long time ago. I don't even remember her, which is sad to say. And this is on a piece of 25 count. And I do have this on Pattern Keeper. So I'm hoping to get back to her. So last year I had done up quite a bit of her eye and some of that. So I'll get there. I'll get there again. So yeah, during Whip Frenzy, you try to get 100 to 200 stitches or 1 to 2 hours of stitching time. Another one that I will stitch on every Friday during my cross stitch weekend and get 100 to 200 is Chessie by Ash Evans. This was a stitch along on my channel and I didn't do much with it. But look at this, you guys. I'm starting to see some colors of Chessie. 25 count. Lugana, gridded. All the gridded ones you saw were 25 count. Loving this. Love it. Okay, I had to do this piece for something. I don't remember now. Oh, Garan Tottenbag's Facebook group. They do a designer every month that they feature. This is the only month I was doing something in January, and theirs was Lila's Studio. And so I pulled out Halloween Quaker. I got quite a bit done on this. I worked on it for a few days. So, yeah. I did. I got a lot done on it. So there we go. I did not have this much. I did a lot. I did a lot. I did all of this up through here. Yeah. So I don't know when that'll be pulled out again. I don't know. That's Halloween, so that can go in the Halloween bin. What else do I have? Oh, this one also, why did I stitch on this? I don't remember. I don't remember when I stitched on this. But it is a Magic Book, Heaven and Earth Designs. It's from their solo collection. And I'm still on all the black. I know, right? So all I've been stitching on this is black and black and more black. So that's what I have done. This is how wide it's going to be. I went all the way to the end. But, and I'm leaving the black threads hanging on this. I parked them. So I still have a lot of black to go. But yeah, it's a big piece. And like I said, I don't know when that'll get stitched on again. Right now I'm focusing on pieces that I'm pretty sure I can finish or close to finishing. But I do like having 3 focal pieces every day. I do like that. And so that is everything that I stitched on this month, except for 2 pieces I stitched and finished. I ironed this right before I came in here. You wouldn't know it because I just laid it down and I put the notebook, I put my planner on top of it. I finished it, you guys. This is Knock Knock by Blackberry Lane Designs from the Just Cross Stitch 2011 Halloween issue. And yes, I did. It looked like it was completely ironed, but I can't tell now. I can see the lines again where it was folded. But that's okay, it's getting folded again. But I don't know what happened. That was my second finish for the month. This was my first one. Shannon Christine, see, I ironed that too. And I can't tell now. I could tell when it was laying on the towel. But now that I'm holding it up, I can't tell it was ironed. Shannon Christine's Loads of Love. This was a stitch along last year. So I had to finish this square and do these 2. And Shannon Christine was one of our designers for the month. So that's finished. I already made my Flosstube Extra, but that will go up after this goes up. What that is my 2024 February goals, the categories and the acrostics and anything else that I plan on doing for the month. I do have the camera down on the planners. If you want to do them right along with me, you can write them down in a notebook and stitch along as well. It's a lot of fun. It is. I like doing all that stuff. But that's it for today. I know I had a lot to show you. I'm surprised this didn't take longer. And if I'm not holding up my patterns or my fabric enough for you to see what I did, let me know, because sometimes I just whiz through everything. But yeah, that's it. I had everything in a pile, so I showed you everything. Next month, February, it's going to be busy. It's going to be busy. Watch that Flosstube Extra. You're going to go, she's nuts. Yep. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I do what I can. That's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know how your month of January went and what you plan on doing in February. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Bye-bye.